All right, I'm going to have to go with the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Tuesday, February 25th, set today by Brendan. But before I get going, I did it again. I think it's been a while since I made this mistake, but yesterday, and thanks to Jonathan for letting me know, when I did the check all at the end, I had one word entered wrong. It was garb backwards to give brag, and yeah, I messed that up somehow. And I missed that the check all left an empty square. I agree with Jonathan. It would be nice if they highlighted the wrong one like they do in the Times. Anyway, I will try to do better in the future. All right, let's see what Brendan has for us. Leading actors high pitched question mark. I think high pitched is not going to be high in tone, but maybe like a pitched roof, like a high slant, steep. Leading actors could be stars, A-list. Oh, maybe the first letter of actors followed by a word for high. Oh, and then maybe pitched as in through, or pitched as in try to sell somebody on something. Yeah, I don't get it. Hold up for quick inspection. Ah, yeah, I don't get that one either. Vegetable in a healthy establishment with sauces added. I think it's going to be a vegetable. I'm wondering if healthy establishment could be a spa. Is there a vegetable that begins SPA? And then with what are, excuse me, what are the sauces going to be? HP. Uh, I think I've mentioned this before, but whenever I think of HP sauce, it makes me cough. Uh, there I go again. Let's quickly move on. Bouncer putting 2 grand in bank. We've seen before where bouncer can be a kangaroo or roo. 2 grand could be double G, G and M. Oh, bank we also saw, we see quite a lot, and it just came up recently, is rely. So do we put G, G, GM? I don't think it's going to be K for grand inside rely for a bouncer, or yeah, I don't get that one. Ooh, this would be a great one to get. 15 letters. Rule as stated over Persians, Afghans, and others. Come down hard on all. Well, when I see Persians, I think of rugs. And I think Afghans might be rugs. They can be hounds too, right? And others. I'm thinking it might be a phrase that means come down hard on all. Or maybe it's rule as stated, go by the book or something like that. Oh, yeah, something the book. Yeah, I unfortunately can't think what that is. Terriers in pub still running amok. Oh, yeah, I think maybe pub still is 8 letters, so running amok. If we anagram pub still to get something for terriers, I presume it'll end in S. So let's try the anagram helper. Nothing is jumping out at me. Terriers meaning kind of dogs. Oh, pit bulls, of course. Goodness. Should have definitely thought of that without the anagram helper. Early problem raised in land of cats. Wow. Yeah, I'm not sure which end. I presume that, could be land of cats. It's some cryptic way of defining the answer. I'm thinking problem could be a sum, and if that is raised, it becomes mus. Does that come after something for early, or is it inside of two letters for land of cats, meaning early? No, I don't get that. Those mortified by bad cluemanship, they're still aware of grouse. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've no idea where to start with that one. I like it though. All right, back to the acrosses. Superficial harm resulting from friction among climbers. Well, friction among climbers sounds like wordplay, so I'm thinking the definition is superficial harm. What would that be? What's the first word? So I think we're going to put a word for friction. I don't think it's going to be rub. Um, when climbers could be some kind of climbing plant. Ivies. No, don't see it. Piano included in arrangement of e.g. Irish or Italian composer. All right, arrangement is a very obvious anagram indicator for e.g. Irish, which is 7 letters, and we need to add a P to that to get an Italian composer, Respighi, the Pines of Rome guy. All right, extended rant from one caught in traffic. Yeah, I think if you traffic in something, you trade in it, and if one is caught in that, you get a tirade, which would be an extended rant. Doctor agreed on cure, given new heart. Well, doctor can be an anagram indicator. Agreed on cure does have 12 letters, and it has a U. I presume it's going to be a re for given new heart. Oh, and it's probably going to end in ed. Not reinvigorated. Let me pause, sip my water, and think of that one. All right, well, I wrote it down on a piece of paper, and with the letters left over from the RE and ED, I saw we had courage and then an EN, so re-encouraged is given new heart. Accumulation of ice in December gales. It's a hidden clue. Inside December gales, we have a berg, an iceberg. Campanological scandal, pay to get through it. Well, campanological, I think, has to do with bell ringing. And so I'm thinking, it's a toll something. And any kind of scandal can have the gate suffix. So you pay to get through a toll gate. Herb and I coming across right area for capital. I think it's going to be a capital city. I don't know if it's going to be the actual word herb or herb, if you prefer, or a specific one. Sage, maybe, and then the letter I. And that's going to come across R for right and A for area, I think. Yeah, I think it's probably going to end in I. Oh, although that would give a 3-letter word beginning with I. which I don't think there are many. Ionism, no. So we'll move on. His jumble is included by Disraeli, for instance. His jumble. Yeah, what's the for instance doing? Maybe e.g. Disraeli, of course, was a prime minister, PM, and is included by, I don't think it's a hidden clue. No. Let's move on. Measure concealing dishonest statements about firm is most unwise. That sounds like the definition at the end, most unwise, because the other one thing concealing another, and then something going about a firm. So I'm thinking it is going to end in EST. What would the measure be? No. Color used finally in my opening statement. Yeah, used finally might simply be the letter D at the end of used. My opening could be an M. And statement, no idea where the definition is in that. Let's finish the acrosses. Plant one in guardian, perhaps, with indication of hesitancy. I think it's going to be a plant. One in guardian, perhaps. Well, maybe guardian is there as a newspaper, paper, and we put an I for a one inside it. And then indication of hesitancy can be or. I'm thinking an plant, germanium. Don't see it. Like English author, they check for flaws in material. Ooh, I think like could be as, and then is it going to be E for English? But I think ASE is an unlikely beginning for a word. I'm wondering if it is an English author. Ooh, yeah, I think it's Dorothy L. Sayers, and I think as Sayers would be people who check for flaws in gold, for example. All right, stuff thrown out from Jet Ace reassembled. All right, that definitely seems to be an anagram of Jet Ace. I think maybe there is a word ejecta for things that are ejected. Somewhere at the back of my mind, I've come across that word before. I'm going to pause and look it up. Yes, it is a word, matter that is ejected as from a volcano. All right, where did we leave off with our downs? Does try to outrun these pursuers. Yeah, trying to see if we have anagram fodder 10 letters. Out can indicate an anagram. Does try to out, but that's only 9 letters. And then R for run. These pursuers. Now, breed in Grand National from Europe. I think it's a dog breed. So Grand is great. And a national from Europe could be a Dane. Infamous criminal, better placed in solitary. Infamous is 8 letters and criminal can indicate an anagram. So I don't know if, no, but there's no E in infamous, so maybe infamous and criminal better. Maybe we anagram better and place it in 2 letters for solitary. Yeah, better, of course, can be either someone who bets or more good. Like certain animals in pounds and ounces say, that certainly sounds like a homophone. Like certain animals, pounds and ounces say, that would like weights. Is there a homophone of weights that means like certain animals? No, don't see it. Pioneer space traveler left otherwise called about one. Oh, I'm wondering if it's the yes, I think it's the Russian dog that was sent into space. I want to say Laika. Left could be the L. Oh, otherwise called, I think is AKA. Ah, yeah, so AKA goes about, I think I was mixing it up with the spelling of the camera, but Laika, I'm not sure how you pronounce the dog's name. All right, male you tease audibly, fool. Male could be M, you tease. Audibly definitely sounds like a homophone, but maybe it's a homophone of a fool? No. I mean, dolt comes to mind for a fool, but don't think it's that. All right, we finished the first pass and not a lot to show for it. All right, there we do have a G. So I think it is going to be probably double G. And so maybe it's a bank as in lean or veer. But what is the bouncer? Space hopper of some kind, pogo stick. Yeah, I don't see it. How about our long phrase? Rule is stated over Persians, Afghans. Oh, Persians, of course, can be cats. Come down hard on all. If it's coming down hard, it might be raining. Afghans can be hounds, rains, cats, and dogs. Rule, as stated, it's saying a homophone for the word for a word for rule. Well, if you rule, you reign, R-E-I-G-N, which sounds like rain. Over the cats and dogs. Yeah, Persians, Afghans, and others, cats and dogs, I suppose. All right, that's helpful, I think. Superficial harm resulting from friction among climbers. No. Let me pause and think what the first word might be. I think it's a cryptic definition. The whole thing together might describe rope burn. I suppose a superficial harm. I think it can be quite painful. But anyway, I think that's how we are supposed to read that one. Let me just make a note of it. All right. All right, what is 7 down now? Early problem raised in land of cats. Oh, early might be AM, and that is raised. Oh, and a problem, I think there's the rub. And Burma, Burmese cats. Is there a theme here? We had rain cats and dogs, of course. We had pit bull. Oh, a Great Dane. Ah, yes. So, oh, and Leica, the Russian dog. All right. I will keep that in mind. Those mortified by bad cluemanship, they're still aware of grouse. Oh, for a moment I thought it might be Rod Stewart. No, red is probably. Oh, yeah, if you're mortified, I think maybe you are red. Bad clue. Red setters. Ah, more dogs. Oh, I just mentioned we had English setter the other week. And I mentioned the Irish setters or red setters. Shem and Rua that used to live beside us. I remember one was not the brightest dog, but the other one was very smart and figured out how to open the fridge of the neighbors and get at their food. Anyway, let's look at. Oh, did I? So red. Yeah, I think a setter who does writes bad clues might be embarrassed and be called a red setter. And maybe do red setters when they are hunting grouse stand very still? I think that might be it. All right, his jumble is included by Disraeli, for instance. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. What words would fit? Ears, earn, his jumble. I can just think of the newspaper puzzle, the jumble. All right, this was our vegetable. It's not a spa in a healthy establishment with sauces added. Oh, I'm wondering if the sauces could be ragouts. Ah, yes, and it is a spa, but I forgot about the A, spa, and then our sauces to give us asparagus, which is actually one of my favorite vegetables. That was our leading actors. Just wondering if actors high could indicate an anagram of actors, but then, either leading or pitched is the definition, and then what is the other word doing? So I don't see that. Yeah. All right. Well, let's try this measure. Let's see, is most unwise. Yeah, don't see what that would be. Is it going to be another D there or an I? All right, so I think we should have a measure going around the outside. Oh, dishonest statements, of course, would be, well, lies, but then about firm. So do lies. Oh, the ES is probably part of the lies. Oh, and firm is not the usual company. I was expecting to put a CO in there, but I think it's hard. And so I think what now is our measure? Oh, is a foot, which goes around lies, which in turn goes around hard. It is a turducken type clue. Alrighty. Ooh, we have an O. Oh, There is a. Oh no, I was thinking of a flower in the Americas, oleander, but I don't think it's that. So one in guardian. Of course, a guardian can also be the one who looks after a ward. But the guardian can also be a haughty, a broadsheet, daily. Yeah, I may have to go to wordplays.com to find that plant, if it is a plant. Uh, oh, 17 ends in A. Huh. So maybe it's Herb and I coming across right, and then it finishes in A for the capital. Yeah, that is probably it. Let me pause and try and think of capital cities ending in A. I was thinking of herbs and thought of basil, and so if that goes across right, then we get Brasilia. Oh, so infamous criminal must be L somebody. El Chapo, no, better placed in solitary. Maybe no, maybe it is. Maybe it's not a criminal L something. Maybe it is solitary, like Al. Could even be a musical term for an instrument playing solo. But I do like it being an infamous criminal. But then better placed in solitary. Oh, I do wonder if. Yeah, actually, I'm thinking now. Oh, of course, now once I thought of alone was my thought process, and then once I had the owl, I realized, of course, it's Al Capone, and we just saw. Was it yesterday? To better is to cap. All right, like certain animals in pounds and ounces, I don't have anything extra for that. Color could, yeah, well, it could be a color. Indigo, I think, surely. Used finally in my opening statement. Yeah, I think the final letter of used is my opening. I think when I'm opening something and a door, I might say in I go, and then it becomes indigo. All right. It does try to outrun these. Oh, something hounds, surely. Ah, oh, I love these ones where it's a very common word and you have to realize it means something completely different. So it's not does, it's does try to outrun deerhounds. That's very clever. Oh, yes, and of course, more dogs. Oh, what other dogs might we have? Oh, I was wondering if that might be dogged, like a dogged pursuer, but no. Leading actors, high pitched, no. Hold up for quick inspection. Is it a double definition? You eye something. Or maybe a word for hold that is backwards, upwards. For quick inspection. No, all right, I think I'm going to go to word plays and try and find this plant. Well, before I went to wordplays, I did think the Guardian could be described as an organ, and I was trying to get organza. Isn't that a... Oh no, I think that's a material. Anyway, I was right. I've just never heard of organum. So it is one inside an organ and then for hesitancy. All right. So male, yeah, I think. Ah, T's audibly. So what sounds like Tease might be two T's. And so a fool, oh well, mutt is certainly in keeping with the theme of the crossword, but I'm not sure a mutt is a fool necessarily. All right, like certain animals in pounds and ounces. Oh, could it be feline? But I don't see how that would be. Yeah, canine would have been nice for the theme. In pounds. Oh, maybe it's certain animals in pounds. Now, I would think dogs are more generally in a pound, but I suppose you could have cats in a pound. And then ounces say, I still don't get feline, but I'm going to go ahead with it. Let's check it. It is right, but I do not understand that wordplay. No. All right. Oh, was Disraeli made an earl? Yeah, because I think the jumbled letters of earl are included in Disraeli. And then maybe, for instance, Disraeli is an earl. It's the best I can come up with. We will check that, of course. All right, this top left. Oh dear. I think I have the most luck, or will have the most luck going with my bouncer. Oh, Tigger, of course. Ah, yes. Wonderful thing about Tiggers. So it's a bank of lights, for example, might be a tier, and the two grand inside it. All right, leading actors. We still have an anagram of actors, but I don't see that. No. And hold up. Yeah, I think I'm going to look up synonyms of a quick inspection of the once over. Ah, yeah, one of the first words I saw was peak. And to hold something is to keep it, and that does go upwards. All right. Okay, well, I'm glad to see it's not an anagram of actors. Is it something cast, upcast? Yeah, I think leading is maybe up. Yeah, if you're leading in a match, you are up on the scoreboard. The actors are the cast. And I think upcast can be used to describe voices when they go up in pitch. That's the best I can do anyway. All right, I am going to check all and confirm. I'm giving one check now. I'm going to pause while I go over to 15 squared, and I will do a second check while I do that. Before I look at the blog for today's crossword, there is a note from the admin that, well, Fed in The Guardian, we've certainly seen Fed, who is the comedian Dave Gorman, and he has a program, Modern Life is Goodish, on the channel You and Dave. Yeah, I certainly knew there was a channel called Dave. I didn't know it was renamed. And 15 Squared gets more than a fleeting mention. And so the admin saw Dave in Dublin where he did a lot of this material. So those of you in the UK who have this You and Dave channel can look out for that. All right, the blog today is by Lunapic, a Brendan puzzle for pet lovers. Peak, of course, Pekingese. Oh, upcast could be a cryptic indication of cats. Interesting. Oh, he's Tigger. Oh, Tigger, of course. I was going to say isn't a cat or a dog, but he is, of course. A tiger is a cat. All right, I think I got all the others. Yes, something pitched high. No, so it's nothing to do with voice, but just something thrown up would be upcast. All right. Rope burn, not a very cryptic definition. Yeah, I'd agree with that. And then the Earl. Yeah, an anagram of Earl can be found in those letters, and he was the first Earl of Beaconsfield. And there is the Organum, Dorothy Sayers, yeah. And then on the Downs, I think the only one I didn't get was cryptic, or perhaps a double definition describing cats. There must be some other meaning of the word ounces. So hopefully somebody will explain that to us. Yeah, let me pause and look for that. All right. So Muffin explains that ounce is a name for certain types of big cats, snow leopards, for example. I do, again, at the back of my mind, have a feeling I've seen that before, probably in one of these crosswords, and I've forgotten it. I will try to remember it now. No one has explained pounds, but I think that must be just, yeah, place where strays are taken. So maybe, oh, and there's confirmation. I did often wonder if Brendan was Irish or Irish English, and Gladys seems to confirm that. All right, so yeah, so I think a pound is just a place where you take stray cats and dogs. All right, well, I got through it. Wasn't too bad, and I don't think I made any boo-boos like I did yesterday. Anyway, thanks as always for watching, and have a great day.